welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to show you a cool way you can use Canva to motivate your students by creating a video. I teach high school social studies to virtual students. And as you may know, communication is extremely important, especially when you don't see your students on a regular day-to-day basis. And so one thing that I've done in order to motivate my students and get the most out of them is to create motivational videos for them, whether it's to prepare them for their final exam or whether it's to, in this case, highlight some of the cool words of wisdom that students may have provided for future students who would take the course. I'm going to show you how to do that today in Canva. So we're going to jump right in. We're going to first go to canva.com, and then on the home screen, we're going to click here to search for our template. Now in this particular video that I'm going to make, I want it to be square shaped. So I'm going to find like an Instagram photo. So I'm going to look up Instagram photo template, and I'm going to search for that. And we're going to see what we come up with. Right off the bat, I'm not liking these very much. Something like this is kind of what I'm looking for. I'm going to try refining my search. I think I like this one here, so I'm going to go with this. And I'm going to click customize this template. Now, when you get to this screen here, you see the template here. You can change out the words. You can change out the graphics, remove, add in what you need to add in, and change the color scheme. And so I'm going to go with this page. I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm going to make sure I customize it with the words of wisdom of my current students for the future students. And also, I'm using this to encourage my current students by using their own words in order to lift them up and give them some motivation for completing the course. And I'm going to do this first by renaming this file and then adding some customization. So I've named it Words of Wisdom, and I want to take a few of these objects out. So I'm going to remove that. I'm actually going to take this, and this is where I'm going to customize it with words of wisdom from your classmates. And I'm going to, I think, move this a little bit and kind of expand it out. All right, so I like what that looks like. Now here, I'm going to keep this same text, but what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to replace it with the quotation from the student. So I've added in the student's work. I want to make this so that it is aligned left. So I'm going to align it left. I think I like the way that looks. It takes up most of the space here and looks okay. Now, I also want to get like a graphic on here of maybe a Greek philosopher or someone that looks smart to kind of add some pizzazz. So I'm going to come here under elements. I'm going to look up philosopher, and I'm going to click on see all and see if I can't find some of these philosophers. You can see there are plenty to choose from. I like this guy here. So I'm going to move him. I'm going to maybe turn him just a little bit. Maybe not, just kind of maybe shrink him down a little bit so he's taking up a little less space. And I want to add in another element. I want to use a circle, and I like it being yellow. I'm going to kind of use this to highlight my philosopher. And I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to move it to the back. And now I'm just going to kind of position my philosopher maybe on it, maybe a little bit off to the side, and just kind of get that how I like it. Over here where it says really great site, this is where I'm going to put the name of my students. So there we have it. I've created the basic template and have customized this to have the words of wisdom from one of my students. Now, in order to continue this up, I want to just simply add or duplicate the page. And I'm going to duplicate it a few times, and I'm going to have one different instance of this duplicated for each student that I'm going to feature their words of wisdom. And then I don't want it to look exactly the same. So I'm going to click on the background, and I'm going to just change the color scheme a little bit for some of these. Maybe make them look a little bit different. I can play around with it and get flashy with it all I want. I want to go ahead and get their words of wisdom in here. And so I'm going to customize that. And I want to make sure I have the right name. Now I've got my students' names, their words of wisdom, and their customized template kind of put together here into what looks like a presentation. I need to make sure I also have a title screen. And so I'm going to look for something comic related, and we're just going to go with what we come up with. And I can scroll through, and as you can see, there's no shortage of different types of comics here that you can use. I like this guy here because he looks kind of young, so I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to add it as a new page. And now I just need to make sure I get it in the right place. So I'm going to hit this up arrow to make it the very first page that they're going to see. And this is going to be my title page. So I'm going to take this, and since it pops out the most, I'm going to say, dude, maybe shrink it down just a little bit, give myself some more space. And I'll move it up, and I want to take this text, I'll move it down, and I'm just going to type in something generic that will kind of introduce what this video is. And since this video is really all about my students imparting their words of wisdom at how to win at being a virtual learner, I went ahead and just went with that theme here for the title. So I'm not done yet though. What I need to do now is I need to add some transitions, and we're going to put a little bit of music in. So I'm actually going to highlight, I think, the whole thing in this case, and or maybe just the page for sure. And I'm going to click on animate. And in this case, you can hover over some of these animations and see what these animations are going to do with the whole screen. And the one I like here is Party, because I just think it's a cool little transition that's very eye-catching. And I'm going to click on this. I want to come up here. I want to make sure this is set to both, because I want this going in and out on each slide. I'm going to apply this to all pages. Now over here along the left-hand side, audio is one of the options here. I'm going to click on audio, and I want to find some music here that's cool, that can uplift and motivate my students. And so one of them that I've used recently is Exciting Trap Opportunity. And so I'm going to go ahead and choose this, but you have an audio library here that's pretty extensive. So if you search something like hip hop or pop or something like that, you can play around with a lot of the options they have here. I'm going to go ahead and select this one. And it has added in the audio track automatically to my slides, so that there's not much that I need to do here. And so now that I've got this done, I can come up to the top, I can click on the preview button and know what it's going to look like whenever I export it to video. To export this video, I'm going to click on the share button, and I'm going to come in and I'm going to click on download, and I want to export as an MP4 video. So I want all pages. I'm going to click on the download button, and it's going to generate a file that can then be uploaded to YouTube or your LMS or wherever it is that you need to house this video for your students. So there you have it. I was able to create in Canva a quick video that showcases the words of wisdom of my students, so that I can show it back to those students, motivating the ones that had the words, and also maybe instilling some inspiration in those classmates of theirs that could probably benefit from those words of wisdom. This didn't take very long to do, and it's something that can be applied in many different uses. I hope this gave you a little bit of inspiration for something you might can do with your students in your classroom. And if there's other things that you are doing, maybe with Canva or with something else that you want to share with us, let us know in the comments. And I hope this video was helpful. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.